Spencer Ross with One Step Forward, and I hope you've been well. Get it done. All right, groundwork was last week, or the last time I did a video. Get it done. I've been kind of going on this theme of getting it done recently, and it is the term of the week. Again, I have a list of terms, and I add stuff to it throughout the week and throughout the months, and then I can add stuff. For example, a Y word. Y's are hard. Z words. Those are hard. So when I think of it, I put it down. But I make an effort to stop what I'm doing if I can. If I'm driving, then maybe I pull over and then make a note. But I put notes down in my phone to make better videos because I'm not going to be able to remember everything. There's too much. There's too much going on in my life. There's too much that needs to be talked about. There's too much going on in your life. There is a rhythm that we all have during the day and during the week of things that we need to accomplish, work, school, whatever it needs to be done. And I need to make sure that everything is organized as best as possible. So I take notes. But I take notes. I don't just wing it. There is a time to wing it, but there's a time to do it and to plan. So getting it done, leadership, mentorship, whatever it may be. All right, so lots of things are going on in the news right now. I get an email once a day during the week from CNN. I believe it's called Beyond the Middle East. And so the reason why I subscribe to this subscription, it's free, so it fits my budget, but it also gives a nice overview of what they think should be covered and what I need to know about for the Middle East. It's great. I love it. Well, I don't know exactly what to call it, but what's happening in Gaza right now with Israel and Hamas and the Palestinian and the Jewish people. All right, well, that's a big part of the news. Okay, I understand that. So all they're talking about right now is that. Well, the reason why I signed up for it was to get a broad overview of what's going on in the Middle East. And for a while, they've been focusing on what's happening in Gaza. And that's understandable. It is very important. But there's also other things going on as well. So I paused after reading one a couple days ago, and I sent an email like, hey, I really appreciate your work, but the reason why I signed up for it is to get more of a broad overview, and I understand that right now, at this time, it's important to cover this specific issue in more detail, right? And there's only so much time in the day. There's only so many words that you're going to be able to speak at a meeting or whatever. The meeting could go 5 years if you wanted, but we have things to do. There's decisions that need to be made. Eventually, the speech needs to stop and a decision needs to be made. And then they made the decision to focus on what's going on in Gaza. All right, cool. But that's not the reason why I signed up for the email. So do I get rid of it? I don't think so. I think what they're sending me is what they believe is pertinent right now. So I will take their opinion and see what they have to say. All right, cool. But I still took the time to write them and like, please, can you start broadening out? And they wrote back, we will, something very nice. We appreciate your input, and we will get to that when we deem it appropriate. Is basically what they were saying, and that's fine. It's their thing. They get to run it how they want it. All right, cool. But I gave my input. All right, it's been 2 weeks. My personal feelings are yes, it's important, but there's a lot of things that are important. My adopted grandfather died last week. That's important. His funeral is on Friday. Okay. What else is going on? Well, I had an interview 2 weeks ago. That's important. There are things that are important. So are we doing the things that are important? Are we focusing on those things to accomplish them? Or are we just reading stuff that doesn't matter? I listened to a thing about investment advice. And it's on One Rental at a Time, Dion Talk, Lumberjack Landlord, and Brian Adamson. Sometimes they cover stuff that isn't applicable to me. It's good and it's great information, but it doesn't apply to me. I don't need to do it. It's very good information, but it's not helping me. I subscribe to another email. It's Minority Mindsets Daily Brief, and they cover crypto. I am not going to invest in crypto. So I skim that part. They cover crypto. Cool. I skim it. I have things I need to get done. Okay. I've made commitments. I have a family thing to go to. I got to go to a funeral. For Thanksgiving, I went and saw my aunt and uncle. I haven't seen them for over 2 years. Okay, so I had to be judicious with my time. There's only so much I can do before I go on my trip, but I have to make sure I pack. Gotta make sure I have toothbrush, toothpaste, and deodorant. Do I need a towel? No, they'll have towels for me. Okay, but there's still things I need to get done. There's all this stuff out there that is so good and so beneficial, and we need to know about it. But if I'm trying to make an investment, if I'm reading for 15 hours a day just on Gaza, well, I'm not being productive at work. I'm not being a productive family member. I'm not building relationships with my coworkers and my neighbors and people I come into contact with. There's certain things I'm not doing. And there are certain things that I need to do. There are certain things that people tell me I need to do. My boss says, go do this. Okay, I go do it. All right, so the other day I went into West Covina because they needed something done. All right. I needed to get it done at a certain time. Somebody said there was a safety issue at a different place. Okay. Well, I went there and nobody knew about it. So I left. Get back. Well, we have a new system for telling us what's wrong with the facility, and it's hard to use. So I'm trying to figure out who put the request in, and I finally figured it out. And at the bottom, there's an attachment. I click on the attachment, and there it says there's a safety issue. It doesn't say there's a safety issue anywhere else, but in this attachment. I missed it, and they didn't know about it, the people at the facility. So I had to stop lunch. We had lunch that day, and I had to go back to solve the safety issue. That's okay. We're all learning the new system. Should I be nice to that person, or should I be mean? Should I let it go? Well, if I let it go and there's another safety issue, then it might not be solved. There are certain things we have to get done. Get it done. My brother was sick. So he went to a friend like, hey, can you help me? I got really sick. I might have some financial stuff. So can we work out an agreement so that if I get sick again, you can help me with my finances. Make sure the house payment's paid. Make sure the water bill's paid. Make sure the electricity bill's paid. Why? Who? All right, let's make up a name. Bob. What? Got sick. When? We'll just make up a time. Last week. Why? I don't know. People get sick. How? People get sick. So what? Well, he was out of work for a week, and he was concerned. Thankfully, he didn't have any bills come in, but he was so concerned that he was like, hey, Sam, can you help me so that I make sure my bills are paid? All right, so they had to talk to the bank. They had to do some paperwork because the city, the electrical company, the gas company still wants to be paid. You have to get that done. I was talking to a brother about mentorship. He was like, no, I don't need to talk to people. Okay, why? Well, because they should be. Well, they're not. They aren't doing certain things because they don't know, or they're lazy, or whatever the reason is. Okay, so you need to mentor them. You need to encourage them to do the right thing. If you're coaching, are you encouraging your players to do the right thing? Simi Valley High School just won the CIF championship. Outstanding achievement for those young men and the young women who were supporting them, the coaches, everybody involved. That's very exciting. It's very, very difficult. But I was reading an article about professional athletes. Somebody wrote an article, and they were talking about If you don't do it, you set yourself up for losing. And you could lose anyways, but you gotta put in the effort. You gotta put in the practice. You've gotta put in the study time. And sometimes when you're in high school, study time also means academic study time for English, math, history, whatever it may be, whatever classes you take. Okay? When you become a professional athlete, yeah, you don't have school anymore, but you still have study time. You have plays that you need to study. You need to study the other team. You need to study your body, make sure your body's good to go, whether that's in the gym or you're talking to a physical therapist or a chiropractor, whatever it may be. Are you getting it done? When I do this, I'm going to post something about a guy. He's talking about this guy was complaining about his job, but he's not applying for new jobs. Okay, what are you sitting around waiting for? What are you waiting for to mentor? What are you waiting for to do whatever? A friend needed Christmas tree help. Cool. What day works? I don't know. Okay, these are the days that I'm available. What days work for you? Yesterday, the 9th. Saturday, the 9th, right? Yep. Saturday, the 9th. All right, cool. What time? I don't know. Okay, this time works for me. I'm having a breakfast at 7 o'clock in the morning with a friend. I haven't seen him for a month and a half. Okay, I want to build my relationship with him, so I put it on my calendar. I've got the date scheduled. Perfect. I reached out to him. Hey, we haven't seen each other. What's going on? How's the surgery? We'll talk about it. Let's go have breakfast. Perfect. 7 o'clock in the morning. Done. Got that done. Got that task accomplished on my calendar. Now I need to get Christmas tree help task done. All right, how are we going to get this? What time, who, what, when, where. I know the where. It's at our house. When. All right, trying to get that nailed down. Took 4 emails. I've got a pay issue. What, is someone else going to resolve it? Yes, they are going to resolve it because I can't. But I've got to email people to remind people, hey, did you know about this? Oh, no, I didn't. I will look into that. All right, cool. Spencer, I'm really sorry. No, it's okay. Things happen. Stuff falls through the cracks. You have your list of things to do today. This is an outside list, and I'm asking for help, so I'm just giving you a reminder. Cool. I called someone else. He was like, Ross, you give me so many reminders. Like, you are my reminder tree. I'm like, I'm really sorry. He was like, you should be, because every time you call me, it's, hey, what's up with that over there? What's up with that maintenance issue over there? Hey, did so-and-so get that done? And I was laughing, and some other guys were laughing. It was a conference call. But I'm getting it done. There's a toilet that leaks. It's sewage. I could let it leak and leak and leak and leak. It's been leaking for almost a year. Someone said I needed to send an email, so I sent an email. I got it done. I sent an email Saturday morning, so I went to breakfast. Then my next task was to send some care packages to some people overseas. So I was at the post office. I went to breakfast, went to the grocery store, got all the stuff we needed, came back, put the stuff away, went to the post office at 9:20. Doesn't open till 10. Sat in there, well, I stood waiting in line. I let someone with a baby go first because they've got a baby, and I had a lot of questions. And I wrote out 2 emails. I have 4 to send. So I got 2 done. Perfect. I'll finish the other 2 today. My brother called me. Hey man, I need some help. I'm writing a book. Can you review it for me? That was on Friday afternoon. It needs to get done. There are deadlines that he has in his mind that makes it work and be successful for him. What are you doing? Are you sitting around doing nothing? Cool, maybe it's break time. Breaks are good. Breaks are healthy. Breaks are healthy. Please take your breaks. Today we're going to go take out a guy for a birthday. His birthday was yesterday. Went to breakfast. Went to the grocery store. Stood in the post office for over 2 hours. I was there early, but still, it took a long time. I had some questions. I've never sent something like this overseas before, so I said, hey, I've got this one box. I've got 2 more boxes over there. Can you work me through this? And then I'll go stand to the side because I don't want to hold up the line. Perfect. This is what you need to fill out. This is what you need to do. This is how you need to wrap it. This is how you need to label it. Boom, boom, boom. Cool. Got it online. Took me half an hour to fix it. Called my roommate up. He's like, where have you been? I'm like, well, the post office doesn't open till 10. Like, I'm going to such and such place. Do you need anything else from the grocery store after I get done with Kinko's? I was very productive yesterday. Why? Because I needed to get stuff done, because this coming up weekend, I'm going to be super busy. The next weekend, I'm going to be super busy. The next weekend after that, I'm going to be super busy. I only had so much time. Are you filling up your time appropriately, or are you letting the task fill up the time? It's pretty cool. A couple different things I was listening to were talking about, if you have an hour, sometimes we will let the task fill up that hour. Sometimes we won't, but a lot of times we will. Am I letting that task fill up? I don't have to get this done till Tuesday, so I'm going to wait till Tuesday. Well, my roommate's going on a trip, I think in a week and a half. And he gets nervous when he goes on a trip, or before he goes on a trip. Hey, go do this tomorrow or the next day. You're being a little bossy. Yes. You do need to be a little bossy sometimes. Hey, go do this tomorrow or the next day, because you get out of sorts when you go on trips. He's going to go up to see his family for Christmas. It's great. He hasn't seen him for over a year. He sees them every 2 years. Perfect. It's going to be great, but he gets a little bit out of sorts. Well, he needs new shoes. He needs to get some stuff done. So let's write it down. Let's get it done. I got a new calendar for my rent. So when I pay the rent, I check it off. So I don't have to remember. I just go to the calendar. Oh, I haven't paid it. But when I pay it, I go check it off. I get it done. I'm working on it. I'm getting better at accomplishing my tasks. Are you? Are you accomplishing your tasks? Are you mentoring people? Are you being friendly? Are you getting your bills paid? Are you saving? Are you planning for retirement? Are you planning for an investment property? Are you listening to the appropriate things? Are you looking at the appropriate things? What are you doing? What are you accomplishing? Getting it done is accomplishing something. And sometimes the accomplishment, right, it's the end of the year. Sometimes the accomplishment is setting a calendar for the rest of the year. Friday. Yes, I've got my calendar set, but he died. My adopted grandfather died. So I'm going to take some time this coming Friday to mourn for him. That was not what I planned to do. I emailed my boss like, hey, this is the text. I didn't need to do that, but I just wanted to let him know, like, this is out of the ordinary. It's my adopted grandfather. It's not by blood, but he is by love. Can I take the day off? Yep. If you need anything from me, please let me know. But Friday was the day I'm supposed to call him, because I put in my phone, because I have a hard time remembering when was the last time I called Bob. Oh, I don't know. Let me look up the history. Oh, it's been 2 months. That's too long. What are we getting done? I am now going to take his name off, which will be a little sad. He lived a long time. He was sick at the end, and he's not in pain. He's gone. But he lived a long time. He was almost 93 years old. Did a lot of stuff. He taught school. He was active in his community. He was a good guy. And he's gone. I'm not going to be calling him anymore. That phone number will go to somebody else. So I'm going to fill in his name with somebody else's name, because I want to keep building relationships with people. What are we accomplishing? What are we getting done? Spencer Ross, One Step Forward. And as you walk through this week, this month, and as we go through the beginning of next year and the rest of our lives, what are we getting done? Have a great week.